What's up guys, I'm Vocal Shark and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist Link Evolution. Last time, Shark discovers the truth that he and his sister are Barians. This time, we will be playing as Shark and taking down Vector in Clash of the Emperors. All 7 Barian Emperors appeared in human form. Shark, what are you doing with the Barians? Shark? It's been a long time since anyone called me by that name. But I'm not Shark or Reginald anymore. My name is Nash. Nash the Barian. Go, Barian Battle Morph! We are the 7 Barian Emperors. Mazar, the one true Galaxy Eyes Master. Garag, the ultimate Barian warrior. Alito, the Barian who battles with fists of fury. Vector, need I say more? Marin, the name that brings chills to everyone's hearts. Dumont, my faithful friend, but your greatest enemy. And I am Nash, leader of the 7 Barian Emperors. I can't believe Shark is the leader of the Barians. The Barian Emperors then defeated Trey, Quattro, and Quinton in separate duels. Astral spoke with Yuma on how to battle the Barians. Instead of fighting the 7 Barian Emperors, let us eliminate the source and defeat Dawn Thousand instead. Dawn Thousand is the great Barian deity I defeated long ago, but he must have resurrected, for only his great power could cause this much destruction. Then let's go to Barian World and beat him. So Yuma, Astral, and friends traveled in the airship to Barian World. Meanwhile, Vector began absorbing all of the Barian Emperors at the command of Dawn Thousand. Marin, Alito, Garag, and Dumont already fell to him. Vector now set his sights on Nash. I've been waiting for you, Nash. Vector, you'll pay for the pain you caused Marin and Dumont. Let me guess, you're gonna be the one to make me pay. Oh, I'm so terrified. You should be. Temper, you have serious anger issues, don't you? You think this is funny? Yes, because it's hard to take you seriously. But since you're not amused by my razor-sharp wit, let's skip to the part where I finish you. We have a lot of numbers to go through in this episode. As well as each of the Barians' little history. Each of the Barians were originally human centuries ago. Like ancient times, centuries ago. Long before Yuma ever even lived. Was even born, rather. Wow, this is a horrible hand. Spell card, special summon 1 level 4 monster from your deck. But that monster cannot attack this turn. Except I don't have any spell cards. I might as well set it. Each of the Barian Emperors actually does have a history, a part of human history, rather. They are Barians now because of Dawn Thousand. Dumont's history is that he was a warrior, a well-respected warrior, and again, a friend to Nash. Who was a friend to Nash, who actually fought alongside him in a war. With his trusty steed being Sky Pegasus, who would be a Pegasus, who we'll get into a little bit later. Let's destroy that target. This card. Another bad card. Garag was a general, I believe, in the Japanese military who was friends with Ronin Raccoon. And Ronin Raccoon actually poses him as a double, and they were basically partners. Then Garag basically betrays him, whereas Dumont basically dies in combat. Dumont's soul gets taken by Don Thousand and he is reborn as a Barian. Garag betrays Ronin Raccoon because Don Thousand corrupted him and made him do it. Alito was very much like Mistro, who was a gladiator who actually defeated his enemies using only his fists, even if the enemies were wearing full armor and armed to the teeth. Then one day, if I recall correctly, he gets framed for a crime he did not commit. And was going to be sentenced to execution. It was going to be sentenced to death. Even his own fans turned on him. And a lot of his fans were even little kids who looked up to him as a hero. Which, of course, Don Thousand was behind that. So Don Thousand uses that and turns Alito into a Barian. Mazar was a dragon tamer whose friend was Dragliwan. And he was actually protecting a village from, dangers and threats with the help of his dragons. So Alito becomes a Barian that way. Who's next? Oh wait, no, I was talking about Mazar. Sorry, train of thought kind of... kind of went out the window. Mazar was protecting a village, and the village saw him as a hero. They looked up to him, they respected him, they thanked him and his dragon. Then one day, out of the blue, the villagers started fearing Dragliwan and was asking Mazar to kill him. So Mazar had to make a choice. Either side with his own people, which were humans, and kill Dragliwan, or turn his back on the humans and side with Dragliwan. He chose the former. Dragliwan did not exist, he accepted it, and he understood why. There were no hard feelings. But of course, naturally, the people turned like this because of Don Thousand. After that, Mazar becomes a Barian. Nash and Marin were brothers and sisters back in the ancient times. And they actually were... Nash was the emperor of a strong and prosperous empire, and he actually cared about his people. He actually did care about them and thought about them first. He wasn't a tyrant. But at the time, they were also at war with Vector's kingdom, with Vector's empire. And they needed every advantage they could get. In order for Nash to basically gain control over Abyss Splash, there had to be some sort of payment. And that payment was Marin's own life. Marin had to sacrifice herself so that Nash could get Abyss Splash. And then they took to fight the Vector. Nash's empire more or less falls, but I don't think he necessarily lost. There was literally just a lot of death. and he became a Barian. He and Marin both became Barians after that. Vector was the prince of an empire who was currently at war with Nash's. And believe it or not, he wasn't nicknamed the Mad King at first. He was actually a very kind prince whose father started the war. His father dies of illness, and Vector even told him before he died that we are arranging a truce. I am putting an end to this war and all this meaningless bloodshed. Vector's father, I believe, was power hungry and bloodthirsty and ambitious because of Dawn 1000. Then, out of the blue, Dawn 1000 corrupts Vector and turns him into the Mad King, which turns him into what he is now. He and Nash actually does an ancient style duel with stone tablets and everything, and afterwards he becomes a Barian. As a result, when they became Barians, all their memories of being humans were gone. To activate this card, you must draw for your normal draw in your draw phase, revealing, keep it revealed until the start of main phase 1. At the start of your main phase 1, that same turn, you can special summon from your extra deck or graveyard one monster that has a number between number 101 and 107 in its name, except Chaos number monsters. Then exceed summon from your extra deck one Chaos number monster with the same number in its name as the first monster, by using it as the overlay unit. You can only apply the effect of Rank Up Magic to 7th one once per duel. Now with that out of the way, let's talk about the numbers. Let's start off with the number that Vector summoned. Number 103, Ragna 0, is tied to Marin. It is a water attribute, rank 4, fairy type Xyz effect monster with 2400 attack points and 1200 defense points. Requires 2 level 4 monsters to exceed summon. Once per turn during either player's turn, you can detach one overlay unit from this card. Then target one face-up attack position monster your opponent controls, whose current attack points is different from its original attack points. Destroy it, and if you do, draw one card. So if any sort of buff or debuff is inflicted to the opponent, you can immediately destroy that card, and you get to draw one card, just at the cost of an overlay unit, which honestly isn't bad, all things considered. His other numbers, and he has a lot of them. Actually, is it this one? Yes. Vector also has Ragna Zero's Chaos number, which is Chaos number 103, Ragnafinity, which is a water attribute, rank 5, fairy type Xyz effect monster with 2800 attack points and 2400 defense points. Requires 3 level 5 monsters to exceed summon. Once per turn during either player's turn, you can detach one overlay unit from this card. Then target one face-up monster your opponent controls. Inflict damage to your opponent equal to the difference between that monster's original attack points and current attack points. And if you do, banish it. So, chip damage plus a banishment. When this card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard while it has overlay units, you can special summon this card from your graveyard. Number 103 Ragna 0 must be in your graveyard to activate and to resolve this effect. So it can also come back so long as you have Ragna 0 in your graveyard. And be right back. And I'm back. Sorry about that. A little bit of an important text from my uncle. Couldn't really ignore it. So Ragnafinity can do chip damage based on what the difference between the original and current attack points of the targeted monster, as well as mana share on top of it. And if Ragna Affinity is destroyed while Ragna Zero is in the graveyard, it can come back. So Ragna Affinity is a bit dangerous. His other numbers... Yeah, his other numbers, I believe, are chaos numbers. So let's talk about the original versions first. He has the chaos version of number 5 and number 65 in his extra deck. But not the original versions. So the original numbers is number 5, Doom Chimera Dragon, which is a dark attribute, rank 5 dragon type XC's effect monster with 0 attack points and 0 defense points. Requires 2+, so 2 or more level 5 monsters to XC summon. Gains 1000 attack points for each overlay unit attached to it. This card with overlay units can attack all monsters your opponent controls once each. At the end of the battle phase, if this card battled, you can activate one of the following effects. Target one monster in your graveyard. Attach it to this card as an overlay unit. Target one card in your opponent's graveyard. Place it on the top of their deck. So you can basically give them a useless card that they don't want. Or if you know that your opponent has a card in their graveyard that they want to keep in there, you can prevent that from happening. Or you can take a monster, any monster from your graveyard, and attach it to an overlay unit, which will give it an extra 1000 attack points. So at minimum, it will always have 2000 attack points, and it will just keep going from there. So Doom Chimera Dragon is a little bit of a beat stick. His chaos number, which Vector has in his deck currently, is chaos number 5, Chaos Chimera Dragon, which is a dark attribute, rank 6, dragon type XC's effect monster with 0 attack points and 0 defense points. Requires 3 or more level 6 monsters to XC summon. Gains 1000 attack points for each overlay unit attached to it. If this card attacks at the end of the damage step, you can detach one overlay unit from this card. This card can attack an opponent's monsters again in a row. At the end of the battle phase, you can pay half your life points and target 2 cards in any graveyard. Place one of them on the top of the deck, and if you do, attach the other to this card as an overlay unit. So you can, again, rig yourself to actually get a good card and add that to your own deck, or you can take an opponent's important card that's in their graveyard that they want in the graveyard and put it on top of their deck. And then the second option you choose gets added to Chaos Chimera Dragon as an overlay unit to give it more power. So at minimum, it will always have 3000 attack points and will just go up from there, which makes it even more of a dangerous beat stick. His other chaos number is a Mytherian number, which is the chaos form of a Mytherian number, rather, which is tied to Vector. The original form is number 65 Djinn Buster, which is a dark attribute, rank 2, Fiend type XC's effect monster with 1300 attack points and 0 defense points. Requires 2 level 2 dark monsters to XC summon. During either player's turn, when an effect of an opponent's monster is activated, you can detach 2 overlay units from this card. Negate the activation. If you do, inflict 500 damage to your opponent. So it gets rid of its only 2 overlay units to negate the activation of one card and just do chip damage. And it has 1300 attack points, so not the greatest of the numbers. Its chaos form, which I think I gotten rid of, whoops. Give me a minute, I need to pull them up. Okay. finally pulled up the chaos number that he has. It's chaos number 65 Keen Overfiend, which is a dark attribute rank 3 Fiend type Xyz effect monster with 1600 attack points and 0 defense points. Requires 3 level 3 dark monsters to Xyz summon. Once per turn, you can detach 1 overlay unit from this card, then target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls. It loses 1000 attack points and defense points. While this card has number 65 Gym Buster as an overlay unit, it gains its effect. Effect monsters your opponent's controls cannot activate their effects. Not all that stronger in terms of attack points, but it is way better than the original Gym Buster. As if it has Gym Buster as an overlay unit, it can completely stop effect monsters' effects from activating, and you can detach 1 overlay unit instead of 2 to make your opponent face-up monster lose 1000 attack and defense points permanently, which is a bit on the crippling side. Let's go over Nash's Xyz monsters now. We already went through Abyss Splash, but now he has Barian numbers. First off is his own personal Barian number, which is number 101, Silent Honor Arc, which is a water attribute rank 4 Aqua type Xyz effect monster with 2100 attack points and 1000 defense points. Requires 2 level 4 monsters to Xyz summon. You can detach 2 overlay units from this card, then target 1 special summon monster your opponent controls in face-up attack position. Attach it to this card as an overlay unit. You can only use this effect of number 101 Silent Honor Arc once per turn. If this face-up card on the field will be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can detach 1 overlay unit from this card instead. So, it can take any one of your opponent's special summoned monsters, add it to its own overlay units permanently, which it can then discard to protect itself from destruction. But you will be losing your 2 initial overlay units in doing so, which is honestly not that bad. Then you have its Chaos variant. Chaos number 101, Silent Honor Dark, which is a water attribute, rank 5, Aqua type Xyz effect monster with 2800 attack points and 1500 defense points. Requires 3 level 5 monsters to Xyz summon. Once per turn, you can target 1 special summon monster your opponent controls. Attach it to this card as a face-up overlay unit. When this card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard while it has overlay units, you can special summon this card from your graveyard, then gain life points equal to the original tap points of this card. Number 101 Silent Honor Arc must be in your graveyard to activate and to resolve this effect. If this card is special summoned this way, it cannot attack for the rest of this turn. So, it can come back as long as you have Silent Honor Arc in your graveyard. And when it does come back, you gain life points equal to... You gain basically 2800 life points right off the gate. And it can take any special summon monster from your opponent's that your opponent controls and attach it to itself as an overlay unit. Like so. Silent Honor Dark is dangerous. Silent Honor Dark is very dangerous, especially if you rely on special summoning. And we went over Abyss Splash, I believe, in the last episode. So let's go over its Chaos form. Chaos number 73, Abyss Supra Splash, which is a water attribute, rank 6, warrior type XC's effect monster with 3,000 attack points and 2,000 defense points. Requires 3 level 6 monsters to XC summon. If a monster you control battles an opponent's monster during damage calculation in either player's turn, you can detach 1 overlay unit from this card once per battle. Your battling monster gains attack points equal to the attack of the opponent's monster it is battling. During that damage calculation only, if this card has number 73 Abyss Splash as an overlay unit, it gains this effect. This card cannot be destroyed by card effects, which means you'll have to destroy it by battle if it has Abyss Splash as an overlay unit. And it can also gain an attack buff if Abyss Super Splash battles any monster on anyone's turn. Which makes it really hard to get rid of. Call of the Hunted. Not gonna waste that ability on a monster that's only 200. Yeah, 200 attack points higher. Umbral Horror Will-o'-the-Wisp. I'll be taking that. Thank you very much. And thus bring out Silent Honor Arc. Okay, Abyss Splash requires level 5 monsters. And I can't attack while Swords of Revealing Light is there. Target 1 level 3 or lower fish, sea serpent, or aqua monster in your graveyard and special summon in face-up defense position. This isn't looking good for you, Vector. Tardy Orc. Yeah. Another Sword of Revealing Light. How many level 5 monsters does Abyss Splash require? I'll wait a little bit because I want to see 2 level 5s. Increase. And now we have Abyss Splash. Okay, NXT summoning. Who are you gonna fight? And mine now. Because why not? Nothing. Unless that's like a mirror force or something. I can only use this card once per duel. Let's see. Who should I give this to? Let's give it to Silent Honor Arc. And let's finish this with Silent Honor Dark. Okay, finish this Silent Honor Arc. Impossible. How could I lose to you? Vector tried to stage a coup and he failed. That's what you get for being too ambitious, Vector. Now here's the thing, Vector was actually going to get sucked into a portal, but Yuma tried to save him. And it actually warmed his heart a little and made him not so evil anymore. So Vector purposely let go, otherwise Yuma was going to get sucked in too. The New World. With Vector defeated, Dawn 1000 returned to regain his power. You meaningless flea. Did you honestly believe that the boundless power I allowed you to wield was yours to have forever? Know this. What I have given to you, I can also take away. No! Vector! My power has returned to me. You won't have it for long, and that's a promise. One you cannot keep. I will consume you as I have consumed so many before you. For everyone I've ever known, I'll fight to the very end. Ready? Yes. Ultimate Zexal Morph. Let's go. This is Zexal 3. Dawn 1000 basically has a lot of the different Barian cards, believe it or not. But he has two other numbers in particular that he also has in this duel. But in the anime, he has like the first four numbers, like numbers 1 through 4, who I don't quite remember who they are right off the bat, off the top of my head. The numbers that he has that we have not gone through is number 80, Rhapsody in Berserk, which is a dark attribute rank 4 fiend type Xyz effect monster with 0 attack points and 1200 defense points. Requires 2 level 4 monsters to exceed summon. You can target one face of Xyz monster you control. Equip this monster you control to that target. It gains 1200 attack points. You can detach one overlay unit from this card, then target one card in your opponent's graveyard. Banish that target. You can use this effect of number 80 Rhapsody in Berserk up to twice per turn. So it can banish up to 2 cards from your opponent's graveyard. And it is a union monster, it's essentially a union monster, without it really being called a union monster. And will give the equipped monster 1200 extra attack points. But he also has the Chaos variant, which is Chaos number 80, Requiem in Berserk, which is a dark attribute rank 5 fiend type Xyz effect monster with 0 attack points and 2000 defense points. Requires 3 level 5 monsters to exceed summon. You can target one face-up Xyz monster you control. Equip this monster you control to that target. It gains 2000 attack points. If a monster equipped with this card would be destroy this card instead. If this card has number 80 Rhapsody in Berserk as an overlay unit, it gains this effect. You can detach one overlay unit from this card, then target one card on the field and banish that target. So it can banish cards from the field, which makes it even a little bit more dangerous. Now on to Yuma, or Zexal 3s, I guess in this case. Personal numbers, which we only have 2 of here. Number 44, Sky Pegasus, is a Mytherian number that is tied to Duman. It is a light attribute rank 4 beast type Xyz effect monster with 1800 attack points and 1600 defense points. Requires 2 level 4 monsters to exceed summon. Once per turn, you can detach one overlay unit from this card, then target one face-up monster your opponent controls. Destroy it, unless your opponent pays 1000 life points to negate this effect. So your opponent has a choice. Either lose a monster or lose 1000 life points. Unless their life points are really, really low, they're going to choose to pay the 1000 every single time. So the effect is only really kind of worthwhile if it's really late game. And number 11, Big Eye, which is a dark attribute, rank 7. Spellcaster type Xyz effect monster with 2600 attack points and 2000 defense points. Requires 2 level 7 monsters to Xyz summon. Once per turn, you can detach 1 overlay unit from this card, then target 1 monster your opponent controls. Take control of that monster. This card cannot attack the turn this effect is activated. So it can actually steal your opponent's monsters and use it against them. But Big Eye cannot attack when you use that effect. And an Xyz summon right away. Number 17, Leviathan Drop. Dawn 1000 is of course the main antagonist of the Zexal anime. And basically what it is that Astral World used to have its own kind of source of chaos energy, I think is what they called it. And they started seeing it as, you know, a disease to get rid of, so they got rid of it. Ah, that's gonna pair with Ragnar Zero. When they did manage to expel that, not only is that basically slowly killing the world and killing the people, but it also created Dawn 1000 and in turn the Barians. So everyone is kind of paying for Astral World's own mistake. And the only ones that can actually more or less cure him of this are humans. This isn't good. But, oh, I lost. But in the manga, Dawn 1000 is not there and neither is Barian World. Instead, the main antagonist is a being known as Era, who has the power to basically sniff out hope and destroy its source. So I guess she's kind of like the being of despair. Her and Monokuma would get along quite well. But she can basically possess people as a result by sensing and using their own sadness and despair and, you know, all those negative emotions. That exists. Thus, that's how she was able to control some of the characters like Yagamo. She was also the one in the manga who she was also the one in the manga who basically resulted in Astro's memory getting fractured and being split into 100 different number cards. And Astro was sent to seal Ira away permanently. So there is that. If Astro fails, Ira will just keep coming back over and over and over again to the point to where it becomes a never-ending cycle. Yeah, and I'm going all out. 'Cause why not? And give it some extra tap points. Attack on a face-up monster your opponent controls. You can detach one overlay unit from this card. Negate that opponent's face-up monster effects. What's your effects? When this card... The graveyard, you can target one monster they control, destroy that target. You can special summon one ice hand from your deck. Yeah, I'm negating that. Dark Hole. Great. Goblin Bird. Got nothing else to attack with. Might as well try it. Yeah, in this duel, Don 1000 basically has a mixture of all of his Barians. Or at least all of the gone Barians. In this duel. And if I recall correctly, this is a 2-on-1. Zexal Yuma is Yuma and Nash versus Don 1000. And Don 1000, yeah, he's a little bit rough, not gonna lie. Oh, Don 1000's Throne. During each of your opponent's end phases, gain life points equal to the number of times you took battle damage this turn times 500. When a number monster you control is targeted for an attack except Chaos number monsters, you can send this card to the graveyard, negate the attack, then special summon from your extra deck one Chaos number monster with the same number in its name as that number monster you control by using it as the overlay unit. The special summon treats as an Xyz summon. Overlay units attached to it also becomes overlay units on the summoned monster. You can only control one Don 1000's Throne. And I got nothing else. This may actually take me a few attempts. Thousands thrown. Let's see. The number of monsters you control is targeted for an attack except chaos number monsters. If you're gonna negate the attack, then special summon. Okay. I'm going to want Utopia Ray Victory for this one to negate that. So let's go all out again, because why not? I gotta stop attacking with Gaga Girl. That's gonna hurt me in the long run. Let's bring out Utopia Ray. Because honestly, I don't really have any other way to bring out Utopia Ray Victory without hurting myself. First Utopia Ray. Oh no. But the negate stays on for basically permanently. No, not yet. He's gonna see someone? No, he is not. Now I will do this. And this time I will bring out Utopia Ray Victory. Number 101. Oh, don't tell me I was so close to victory only to lose it. And goodbye Silent Honor Arc. Since it's an extra deck monster, it doesn't go back to the hand. Goblinberg and Grand Ram. Number 103. I'm close. I lost. Let's set you and test the waters. Bring out Utopia. Actually, I should have kept out Utopia. I was thinking of bringing out Utopia Ray Victory. What was I thinking? And sure, let's bring them both out. That's to bring out another Utopia Ray. Why in attack mode? That's kind of what's getting me here. Why in attack mode? Of all things. And let's finish this up with Utopia. That was easy. Only took 3 attempts. We did it. We beat down 1000. How absurd. I cannot believe I lost. Well, you better believe it. We stopped your evil dreams and gave you a rude awakening. You may have defeated me, but the destruction of your worlds is still in the cards. You have merely vanquished my body, not my spirit. While my dark energy lives on, I assure you that you will not. Shark! Human Astral, the battle isn't over. In fact, it hasn't even begun. In the next episode, we stare down the final Barian in the Battle of 3 Worlds. Thanks so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Bye.